Hey everyone, I was making some peppermint bliss balls for a workshop that I'm doing tomorrow, so I thought I'd jump on and show you how to do it via a video. My husband is doing some work just right outside the back, so I don't know how much banging you're going to hear, but we'll see how we go. Anyways, I'm using some products from Honest to Goodness, which are stocked in our store, and also I'm using Power Superfoods cacao, which is in our store. I'm using doTERRA peppermint essential oil. It's better than food grade, so it's perfectly safe to use a couple of drops in this recipe. The original recipe calls for a tablespoon of peppermint oil, so they're probably using peppermint essence, but I'm using a pure therapeutic grade essential oil, so I'm only going to use a couple of drops. So depending on what you've got, it will depend on how much you put in. And I'm also using these nice juicy Magill dates, which I ordered from Honest to Goodness last time I stocked my store with some Honest to Goodness stuff. So just know that when I'm doing the order, Magill dates are also available. Anyway, so let's get into it. Let me tell you what I'm putting into these bliss balls. So I've got 100 grams of hazelnuts. I'm going to do 100 grams of raw cashews and 100 grams of the almonds. Now the almonds are insecticide free raw almonds, or you can also get organic kind of stuff, so we're using a bit of both. So let me just measure that out. So I've got 100 grams of hazelnuts right here, and then 100 grams of cashews. And I'm going to be using my high-speed blender, like if you've got a Thermomix or something like that. These will be really easy to make. Otherwise, if you've got a food processor, you can use that too, or another type of blender. You can just chuck everything in. So 100 grams of cashews, and then 100 grams of almonds. There we go. And then I'm using 12 juicy Magill dates. Pit them first. You don't want to ruin your blender or your food processor. So I'll just chuck the 12 of them in. And then the recipe called for 3 tablespoons of cacao, but I kind of think that's a little bit too much. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of cacao. And if you're not into cacao, you can also use carob or something like that instead of using cacao, because I know some people don't like the buzz that it gives them, and they also just prefer carob, so you can use that too. And then for the I guess the star of the bliss balls, I'm going to use I'm going to start with using 3 drops, because I don't know how strong it's going to be. But I'm going to only use a maximum of 5 drops probably in this if you were going to make it and you just like that really pepperminty taste. But I'm making it for other people today for my workshop tomorrow, so I just don't want to make it too overpowering for them, but I want them to experience the flavour of the peppermint essential oil in the bliss balls. Sorry about my son banging constantly in the background there as well. So 3 drops. And then I'm going to blend this just so that it's still a little bit chunky. I don't want it to totally be smooth, but I'm going to blend it so it's a little bit chunky, so excuse that noise. But I'm just going to give it 20 seconds and maybe on speed 5 or 6 if you have a thermi type of machine. I stopped it early because I didn't want to get it too too non-crunchy. Alright, so it's looking a little bit crunchy there, and if I roll it into balls, it's still going to have a bit of crunch, which is what I want, and it's going to have a bit of goo from the dates. And so all I have to do now is roll it into balls, pop it into a container, and put it in the fridge ready for tomorrow. It'll probably if I do have any leftovers, they will last up to a week in the fridge. So this is a really good one to have for that 3 p.m. pick-me-up, where it's a little bit chocolatey, a bit pepperminty. It's like you're having a naughty treat, but you're not. You're having a nice snack that's healthy and nutritious for you and can get you through to dinner. So I'll go and roll these, and then yeah, if you would like to try it out, if you'd like to get any of the products, you can go to www.holistichealthfoods.com.au, or if you're interested in essential oils, then please send me a message and we'll get in touch. Bye.